2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Took the head off about a week ago because of problems with it, and ordered another head for it. Finally showed up, remanufactured. Comes with a new cam. So now, gotta just put this thing back on and take the timing gears and timing chains off, and hopefully this thing's gonna start up when it's all done. I have to remove all the stuff off of the old head, such as the exhaust manifold and the injectors. But before we can put the exhaust manifold onto the new head, I need to clean up the surface that will be butted up against that new head. Always clean, make sure you're down to the metal like that. Clean it up nice and shiny like that, and then get a straight edge. Check everything to make sure it is all flush. Don't want any exhaust leaks. Now, get the head off, or not the head, the exhaust manifold all polished up. Get all the old gasket off of there. It should be all shiny, except for this one. You can see little dirty spots, but these are flaws in the process of manufacturing this. These are low spots, so you cannot clean those out. Now the kit I bought right here comes with all the gaskets to rebuild this engine. Exhaust manifold gaskets, they are not the same. Each side has a different one. Like this one, you can see, put it on here. Holes all do not line up. So it goes to the other side. Put this one on here. Holes all line up. This would be the correct side. So once I get this and this butted together, these will be torqued down to manufacturer's specs. As I said earlier, pull out your fuel injectors, move them over to the other head, one on each fuel injector port. Mine, so dirty. Mine were a pain in the butt to take out. I gotta clean these up before I put them in there. Also, spark plugs. These right here, down in these holes. Take these out so you can transfer them over into the new head. Now, gotta clean up the block. All the parts where the head's gonna go on there. Wanna make sure it's nice and clean and level so we can stick the head on there and not have any kind of leaks. Looks pretty nasty so far. Well, I cleaned off the block for the head. I went ahead and cleaned off the block for the timing chain cover just to get it all done and out of the way. Angle grinders with little buffing pads are so nice as long as your air compressor can keep up. Mine's a little bit too small, but it takes a little time of waiting and a little bit of work. Anyway, she's ready for me to finish taking off the valve cover, take off the timing chains, put the intake back on, put the head back on, and put the chains back on. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, who knows. After a little bit of finagling, cursing and prying and pulling, finally got the other valve cover off. That was a lot of work. I bet it took about an hour to get that off because of all these hoses in the way. But anyway, it's off and I got both valve covers cleaned up. Now I can start taking off timing chain and gears all down in there. When I get those off, I can put the intake manifold back on and the other head back on. Then I can set the timing. Then I'll be almost done. After I get the timing chain off tomorrow, I've got all this timing chain components and water pump to put on. But I find that I still don't have a bolt that goes into the camshaft through this gear. Looks to me like I need to order another part and wait for that before I can completely finish it. That sucks. Now I got all the timing chains off and the timing chain guides. Still didn't get this off, but got chain over here. Got the new parts right here. Gonna be putting those on here. And sticking them in there soon. Now I've got number 1 cylinder, this top dead center. It's as high as it's gonna get, which leaves a crank pin right there at the 2 o'clock position, and the balancer on the timing top dead center mark. Now it is ready for me to put the timing chains in here. And then I can hook this one up, put the head on, and hook that up later. The underside of the intake manifold has these little rubber seals on it. Need to replace those with new ones. And here are the new ones. Need to go right in there. Keep this thing from leaking. I'm putting the intake manifold back in. All the new rubbers are on the bottom to seal it. Contact areas right here where the intake manifold bolts onto, make sure they're all clean. I know what y'all are gonna say, how do you get the intake manifold in and out without undoing the motor mounts and dropping the engine? Well, I hate doing extra work. I don't want to do more than I have to. Take off the head. It gives you plenty of room to put this thing in and out. Not too hard at all. Well, got the head on. Wasn't too easy to do by my lonesome, so I had some help right here. Anyway, it's not torqued down or anything, it's just there. We'll call it quits for the day. All the bolts are ready to torque down tomorrow. Tomorrow, I gotta go back to the Chrysler dealership and get 2 bolts that I ordered so I can put one on this side and change that one out. And then the timing will be all done. Woohoo! This is the underside of that old head, the one that had a problem. There was a leak somewhere. This one's got a bad valve. Head gasket was leaking, so this one was getting water into it. And the water coming in here is probably what broke the bolt on the timing chain. But for tonight, that's all I'm gonna do. Pick up tomorrow after I go to the dealership and pick up the bolts that I had to order to finish this. 2005 Grand Cherokee Laredo here with the 3.7 liter. Got this head all done, all torqued, timing chains all set. Hopes were high, and then suddenly looked over here on this head and 2 of the rocker arms are not on. Here they are, they're just laying there.
On top of the head.
on top, inside the head there. So, either I need to pull this cam off and reset these in here, or I need to have the head remanufactured because the rocker arms that are in here got too much play. All these ones over here that are new, nice and tight. Play over here, so bad. Here we go, trying to remove this last head right there.
I think it's out.
Just so we can get this thing all fixed and pretty like this one. Well, I can't wait. All right, got that last head off right there.
What's this?
So freaking black, but looks better than the other side did. I don't see any piston damage in here.
Yeah, let's take this out.
So that's good. And the other head right here. Better condition than the other one was, so I think I can just do this one myself without having it rebuilt.